Night had fallen over the forgotten valley, but silence refused to settle. Instead, the jungle trembled, as if something ancient had finally awakened. The glowing river they had discovered in part, 1 hidden deep under the earth, had begun to pulse like a heartbeat. Each pulse sent a faint blue shimmer through the rocks, across the leaves, and straight into the cold night air. Ayaan and Zaria stood at the riverbank, breath held, because this time, the river wasn't just glowing. It was moving upward. The water, weightless as smoke, was rising in thin spirals curling, like living threads of light, and twisting toward the sky. Ayaan whispered, "Zaria, this isn't normal water. It's alive." And then something stirred in the darkness behind them. A slow, heavy exhale. Wet, rough, animalistic. The jungle was no longer theirs. Something had been guarding this fountain for centuries, and now it knew they were here. The ground vibrated, leaves dripped with a sudden dew, footsteps massive. Deliberate approached. Zaria grabbed her torch, its flame tiny and orange compared to the river's magnificent blue glow. From the shadows emerged a creature they had only seen in old tribal carvings, a giant, silver-footed panther, its eyes glowing with the same ethereal blue as the river. Every breath it took released a cloud of mist into the air. Ayaan froze. "Zaria, it's the Guardian, the one from the ancient symbols." The panther circled them slowly. Not attacking, not afraid, just watching, assessing. Then it lifted its head toward the glowing river almost, as if it was warning them. "Go back. Do not touch the water. Some secrets must remain hidden." But curiosity had already captured them. Ayaan noticed something shocking. Whenever tiny droplets of glowing water floated up and touched a leaf, the leaf instantly healed, becoming brighter, smoother, younger. Zaria stepped closer, her voice a hush of awe. "This water, it's reversing time. It's reversing aging." Ayaan, his mind racing, dipped a broken twig he found into the glowing stream. In a flash, the deadwood region, fresh bark formed, and new leaves sprouted from it in seconds. Zaria gasped. "This isn't just a fountain of youth. This is pure living time." But before they could test anything else, the panther growled softly, a deep rumble that forced them to step back. Then, something completely unexpected happened. Instead of attacking, the panther lowered its head and touched the glowing water with its massive paw. Instantly, old scars on its silver fur faded away, disappearing as if they had never been there. Ayaan whispered, "The Guardian is part of the fountain. It's the protector, but it's also a beneficiary." But why would such a creature protect this water? What danger did this fountain hold that it needed such a powerful guard? As the river's light pulsed stronger, it illuminated the cave walls around them. Ancient symbols, carved thousands of years ago, began to glow with a crystal-bright intensity. Scenes came to life. A tribe discovering the fountain, people growing younger, shedding their age, then a leader who misused the water. Chaos. And finally, the panther rising as the Guardian. Zaria read the carvings slowly, her finger tracing the glowing lines. These people! They started using the fountain the wrong way? They grew obsessed with eternal youth, Ayaan added, his voice grim. And maybe that's why. Their entire tribe was wiped out. Zaria touched a symbol, showing the panther standing over fallen tribal warriors. The Guardian appeared to protect balance. It wasn't meant to give immortality to everyone, only to preserve nature. A sudden, chilling realization hit both of them. "This fountain is not for humans," Zaria whispered. "It's for the jungle." Just then, the glowing water began spreading through small cracks in the ground, flowing in new directions like it was revealing a path. The panther walked ahead, following the glowing stream deeper into the cave. Ayaan hesitated. "Maybe it wants to show us something." Zaria nodded, her resolve hardening. "We follow it!" As they walked, the cave widened into a massive underground chamber, an ancient sanctuary filled with glowing roots, crystals, and a massive tree growing in the middle. The tree was unlike anything they had ever seen. Its branches were suspended in the air, glowing with the same blue light as the water. Zaria whispered, This must be the heart of the fountain. Ayaan stepped closer and noticed something carved on the tree trunk. The words were simple, but profound. Life belongs to the world, not to the one who seeks to own it. Zaria sighed. Nature never gives miracles for free. Before they could speak further, the ground trembled violently. The glowing river surged, its light flashing like a warning. Ayaan shouted, Zaria, get back! The roots of the giant tree began twisting. The entire cave was awakening. The chamber walls began to crack as the glowing water built up pressure. The panther roared, a sound that echoed with urgency, urging them toward the exit tunnel. Ayaan grabbed Zaria's hand. Run! They sprinted across the shaking ground as massive crystals shattered and fell around them. The glowing water rose behind them like a living wave, a tsunami of pure light. Zaria stumbled. Ayaan pulled her up just as they reached the tunnel mouth. A massive chunk of the ceiling collapsed right behind them, blocking the chamber off forever. The panther had escaped through a narrow gap beside them, landing gracefully. Ayaan breathed hard, his lungs burning. The fountain! It didn't want us to go any further! Zaria nodded. It's protecting itself! The way nature always protects its deepest secrets. The panther walked ahead again, signaling them to follow. It led them to a smaller cavern, quiet, peaceful, and illuminated by gentle blue lines of water running through the rocks. In the center lay an old stone tablet half buried in dust. Zaria wiped it clean. On the stone, written in an ancient script, was a message. Whoever discovers this fountain must choose, preserve the world, or consume it. Ayaan felt a chill run down his spine. Zaria whispered, It's a test. For every explorer, every seeker, Nietzsche asks this question. Ayaan stared at the glowing water running across the ancient stone. What happens if someone chooses to consume it? Zaria shook her head. Maybe they never remain human. Or maybe they become a part of nature itself, losing who they were. Suddenly, the cave grew silent. Too silent. Then a distant rumble. But it wasn't the sound of falling rocks. It was the sound of footsteps. Multiple footsteps. Outside the main cave entrance, shadows appeared, human shadows. Rugged men with tactical gear, ropes, and large metal containers. Treasure hunters. Ayaan's stomach dropped. Someone followed us, Zaria whispered, her eyes wide with alarm. There after the fountain? The panther growled. A deep, low, dangerous sound that promised violence. Ayaan clenched his fists. We can't let them near the river! Zaria nodded. Nature gave us a test. I think it's time to give our answer. The hunters stormed into the cave. Their powerful flashlights hit the glowing river, and their leader grinned, his voice echoing with greed. So the legends were true. He dipped a container into the water butt. The river reacted violently, pushing the water back, refusing to be captured. The Guardian Panther stepped between the hunters and the river, its blue eyes burning with fury. The men just laughed. A cat! Move! They raised their weapons. Ayaan stepped forward, his hands raised. Stop! You don't understand. This water isn't for humans, the leader cut him off. Everything in this world has a price, Kid Zaria whispered to Ayaan. Now we choose. Preserve. Or watch them destroy everything. Ayaan's heart pounded in his chest. The panther roared. The river glowed brighter than ever. The entire chamber shook. Ayaan shouted, Zaria, the water the carvings said it responds to those who protect nature. She nodded, understanding instantly. Together, they placed their hands on the ground beside the glowing stream, closing their eyes and focusing all their intent on one thing. Protection! And for the first time, the river listened. It surged upward, forming a massive, shimmering barrier of light between the hunters and the fountain. The hunters stumbled back in shock. The panther leaped forward. The cave's light grew blinding. The river roared like a storm, and then everything went white. What happened to the hunters? What did the fountain choose? And what price will Ayaan and Zaria pay for protecting it? The story continues. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss the epic conclusion. Thanks for watching.